Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you all doing on this fine Friday evening? I know most probably many of you are most probably, either out or getting ready to go out. So I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable evening. As you can see from the title, it's Life as a Timeline. It's just something I noticed the last couple of days, and obviously wanted to be able to word it properly to be able to work it into a video. In this day and age, our lives are connected. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't just mean human to human. I mean, with apps, with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. The usual. Up to date apps. But we spend forever talking to people on it, connecting with people, which in my opinion is not a bad thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Connecting with more human beings is never a bad thing, but we've lost touch with the humanity that we have. I've noticed in the last couple of days that people put most of their life on Facebook or on Instagram or something. I see a video of a woman calling the police, screaming and shouting, down the phone, acting like her husband or boyfriend was beating her. And he felt that he needed to film it to have, some safeguard, which is good. That could be used, if any charges or anything are brought against him. There are children involved, so obviously he may need that to show that, he's not a violent person. And in this instant, she was just, making it up. But I don't think it needs to go onto Facebook, or not onto Facebook in the essence that it's going on there for. I was looking at, I can't remember what the site was actually called, the page or the group on Facebook that it was on. But it had nothing to do with, women making up stories about men, or, men fighting for their children and, using it as evidence kind of thing to show that, women are crazy sometimes, and they do things out of spite towards, males. Because, in this day and age, and it is sad to say that, males, fathers are classed as second-class citizens when it comes to children. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not true, but that's how it's perceived. Do you know what I'm saying? The woman has more right to the child or whatever because she gave birth to it. It's got nothing to do with that. It should be down to the demerits and the merits of their parenting. Or when you have an argument with somebody, it's all over Facebook, or it's all over, Instagram or Snapchat, or it's this, that and the other. And initially, when you put it out there, it's venting anger and, doing the usual spiel that, people do. But then it has knock-on effects. It has real negative connotations because people that don't know the situations that it's about, they only know what that little bit's about, what you've written. They then blow it up. And then more people get involved that weren't actually there, that want to, as I say, give their 2 pence worth. Which, given your opinion, is perfectly fine, as long as it's a non-biased opinion. Because unless you were there in the instance, I'll give you an example, for instance. If my missus punched me, and it was just me and my missus, it would be my word against hers. So therefore, like the guy that videoed, this woman playing up, pretending that, this guy was beating her and shit. He had that as evidence. I would do the same thing. But if somebody from the outside, so to speak, came to me with a disgruntled comment or something, and there's a big group of people always put a spin on what's said. And the reason I put it as life is a timeline, because I don't even need to leave my house anymore. Whether it's, outside my front door or in the next town or in the next town over. You only need to know, or have them on, these various sites. And you can see depths into their lives, unperceptive fucking things that you don't wish to know. But it's there, you know. You have your off days, you know. You could block them or remove them and all this stuff. And people are mostly sitting there going, "What are you whinging about?" You know, you should be happy that you actually have some friends. But my point to it is I watched a video not so long ago of a blokey stealing somebody's identity with the amount of information that we put into these various sites, photographs, birthdays, details. And we do it, you know, because that's the stuff that you've got to do to log into this stuff. But it can be used against you. You know, I've seen various statuses on various applications that, you know, I've come across where people are voicing disgruntles about something which then was used against them. I say, for instance, I see a video of a mother left her child, literally 2 minutes. I think she went to the front door to sign for a parcel or something and came back and her child was covered in chocolate. Well, I knew it was chocolate because it looked like chocolate. But someone had put in the comments that it had looked like human feces. Someone else has seen that and reported it to social. You know, and the effects to that was that there was this big inquiry to find out why the child was left by itself, you know, because you only see it for that amount of time. You only see a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? And people like to put their 2 pence worth in. And this child couldn't have been much more than 4 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? So you would assume, and this is an assumption, and I don't really do these very often, that you know, a child of that age wouldn't have covered itself in its own feces. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got to be chocolate. You know, you wouldn't have filmed it, I would hope, if it wasn't chocolate. Do you know what I'm saying? There was a funny aspect to it. You know, the child was covered in chocolate, and who doesn't like, you know, the whole, oh, it's so cute, I could eat him. You know, it was covered in chocolate. You could technically have eaten him if cannibalism wasn't really frowned upon in most civil societies. But the point to it is stop putting so much of your negativity towards people, towards situations and that. Unless it's for a, you know, bigger agenda. I know people are sitting there going, well, you bitch and moan all the time about stuff. But I bitch and moan about the stuff that you should be bitching and moaning about with me. You know, I shouldn't be the only one voicing concerns about climate change and not using coal and renewable energies. I try and keep my own personal life, you know, my life between me and my children and my partner, to ourselves, because I don't wish for everybody to know my business. You know, if you do want people to know your business, obviously put it on Facebook or, you know, WhatsApp or whatever it's called and go for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself. But when it turns around and bites you in the backside, like many cases have done, what can you say? On a secondary note, you will see a video in my timeline on Facebook, Gary Son of David, of my youngest brother in Inverness sitting with a homeless person. I do believe the disease of compassion, love and peace and unity is rubbing off on people. You know, it's a little bit of a high for me, I suppose, because, you know, peace, love and unity is a good thing for me. You know, I like to spread the love, the peace, the unity that we all share. And it's good to see that other people, especially my brother, is picking up the mantle and charging, you know, for the crusade of it. So as usual, guys, I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed this video. I haven't, you know, gone over myself so many times that you've switched off. And I hope to catch you soon. So as usual, guys, from me, peace and love.